tonight in November. Snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now a penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Ready, ladies!
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That was very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down.
53, ready.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Lions.
Alert! Hurry! 49, check 49.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Good, 180.
Check 55, right. Watch the screen. Check.
Real.
55.
My God.
Throwing, Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on third. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Back to throw, Stafford. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
54. Give me radar. Check.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They run, Cook, and that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Mayfield to throw it. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
180. Get that quarterback, D-line. Kings. D-line, get that quarterback. Check. Point it right.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
33. Tight go. Up, left. Hey, zoom. X3, 218, chopper. Hurry. Hey, check Mike 21, check Mike 21. Let's go, D.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And an alley to run. 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They stay on the ground on first from Johnson. And he loses the football a second time. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Let's get it. Slam.
Greystone, travel. Hurry!
On second down now, it's Cook. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
Set. 180.
Check Mike 21. Here we go, G. Get off the field.
Set.
Check Mike 21.
Mayfield. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Hurry!
51, Mike, 51. Watch the run, watch the run.
Now Mayfield on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Lions will take over. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Stafford. Buying time to his left. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hawkinson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On first down, it's Stafford. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from game. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And not much there at all, as he'll get this only up to about the 11. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Mike, 55. Check, 55. Hey! Come to my work. We want it. Come to my work. Mike, 55.
On second down, Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Target. Hatchet. Watch out. Point it right. Watch out.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And taken right at the 35. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'd be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Check. Fresno. Mark 55. My touch.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Check Mike 21. Here we go. Hey, check Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Run. You're going to need some therapy after this. Hey, alert.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Check 55 to Mike. Here we go. Alert. Check 52.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And he'll find Lashley there. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
61, matchbox lights.
On the carry, it's Cook. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Check 31.
At the Lions' 37-yard line.
Hey, check Mike 21. Check Mike 21.
Again, it's Cook. Room here to run. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Prater for the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Stafford. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Stafford now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson, and he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Right there. 54. 55. Here we go.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So they will go for it. Stafford. And this is incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on fourth, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much fourth downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on fourth down,
rush coming, and he's taken down. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Regular. Run. Check Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Stay with your man.
Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23, and he will score. Touchdown, Lions. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. They'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now a run with Cook. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Hurry!
third down. Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They couldn't contain Deshaun Hand that time as he gets home for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And it's fielded at the 34. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that Mike 7.
Stafford on 1st down. And that's complete to Jesse James. And he's got this down to the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Throwing to Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. On 1st down, Johnson. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
2nd and 5 now. Stafford. They'll roll him out right. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. To throw again on 2nd down, Mayfield. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Watch the boot. Watch the boot. Watch twist. Watch twist. Watch twist. Twist, twist.
From the gun, Mayfield. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
55's Mike, guys. 55. Regular. Hey, check Mike. Hey, exit. Watch 55.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Open man is Lashley. That's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Pistol. Regular.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on fourth down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Check nickel.
Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. And he finds Cook. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Alert!
On first and 10, Mayfield. And that one taken in by Lashley. No gain there on the completion, second and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's second and 10. Mayfield with it once more. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is third and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And he comes back with one complete. And his bid for the first down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. Now Mayfield on fourth down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down.
Real.
Mike 51.
Hurry!
I'm going to run you over. 51's a Mike.
One touch!
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, you know,
it doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
King!
51's a Mike, boy.
Here's Mayfield. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So still a small chance here with a little over 30 seconds to go, but they're definitely going to need this one to bounce their way. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking,